Let me guess. You saw that stock go up 300% and you felt it. That pang in your chest, that whisper in your ear. What if I miss out? So you bought. At the top. Of course you did. Because you weren't buying a company, you were buying a feeling. The feeling of being part of something. The feeling of not being left behind. The feeling of maybe, just maybe, getting rich quick. And then it dropped, and you held, and it dropped more, and you prayed, and now you're stuck, with a bag, with a loss, with a story you don't want to tell. This is not investing. This is FOMO, fear of missing out, and it is the single most expensive emotion in the financial world. It costs retail investors more than fees, more than taxes, more than bad advice combined. Because FOMO doesn't just make you buy high, it makes you sell low. It makes you chase. It makes you panic. It makes you a puppet, and the market holds the strings. You think you're making decisions? No. You're reacting to headlines, to tweets, to your friends bragging, to a chart that looks pretty. You're not an investor. You're a spectator who got pulled onto the stage, and the show is designed for you to lose. The Stoics called this slavery to externals. You handed your judgment over to the crowd. You let their excitement become your urgency. You let their greed become your strategy. And now you're paying the price. Not just in money, in peace, in clarity, in self-respect. Because deep down, you knew it was a bad idea, but you did it anyway, because the fear of missing out was louder than the voice of reason. That voice is still there, quiet, waiting, but you keep drowning it out with noise, with charts, with news, with more FOMO. It's time to listen. It's time to be quiet. It's time to kill the ghost.
So how do you kill FOMO? You don't fight it. You don't suppress it. You don't think positive. You do something radical. You embrace missing out. On purpose. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. But let's modernize it. Premeditatio omissionis, the premeditation of omission. Every day, you will miss out on something. A stock will pump, a crypto will moon, a friend will brag about a 10x gain, and you will do nothing. You will watch. You will breathe. You will let it go. This is not passive. This is aggressive discipline. This is the violence of restraint. Because every time you say no to FOMO, you say yes to your system. You strengthen your rules. You build your armor. You become immune. Think of FOMO like a virus. It spreads through contact, through noise, through social proof. The cure? Quarantine. Delete the apps, mute the groups, unfollow the gurus. Create friction between you and the temptation. Make it hard to act on impulse. And when you feel that pang, that urge to chase, stop. Ask one question. Does this fit my system? If no, walk away. If yes, execute without emotion. No celebration, no regret, just action. This is how you rewire your brain. You replace the dopamine hit of chasing with the deeper satisfaction of discipline. You trade the thrill of the gamble for the peace of the plan. And here's the secret. Missing out is not losing. Missing out is filtering. It's how you separate signal from noise. It's how you protect your capital from your own stupidity. The market will always offer opportunities, infinite ones. You cannot catch them all. You don't need to. You only need the ones that fit your criteria. The rest, let them go. Let someone else have them. Let them be someone else's problem. Your job is not to catch every wave. Your job is to surf the ones you can handle. And sometimes, the wisest move is to stay on the beach. Watch. Learn. Wait. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. This is Stoicism in action.
Now, let's take this beyond the portfolio. Because FOMO isn't just about money, it's about life. It's the reason you scroll social media. It's the reason you compare your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. It's the reason you feel inadequate, anxious, never enough. The market is just a mirror. It reflects your inner state. If you're chasing outside, it's because you're empty inside. So the final step isn't just about trading, it's about living. Build a life so full, so meaningful, so aligned with your values that FOMO has no room to breathe. Invest in skills that compound, in relationships that deepen, in health that sustains. These are assets no market crash can touch, no influencer can outshine, no pump and dump can replicate. When you wake up with purpose, you don't need the market to validate you. When you go to bed with peace, you don't need a green portfolio to feel successful. This is the ultimate Stoic wealth, self-sufficiency, the ability to be happy with what you have while working toward what you want, without desperation, without comparison, without fear. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, practice missing out on purpose. See a stock pump? Don't check it. Hear a friend brag? Smile and change the subject. Feel the urge to chase? Breathe. Wait. Walk away. Track how you feel. Notice the anxiety decrease. Notice the clarity increase. Notice the freedom expand. This is not deprivation. This is liberation. You're not missing out on wealth. You're missing out on stress, on regret, on self-sabotage. And in that space, something beautiful grows. Trust. Trust in your system. Trust in your discipline. Trust in yourself. And when you have that, you don't need FOMO. You don't need the crowd. You don't need the validation. You have something better. You have peace. And peace, my friend, is the only wealth that never crashes. So let others chase. Let others panic. Let others burn out. You'll be here, calm, consistent, compounding. Not because you're smarter, not because you're luckier, because you chose a different path, the Stoic path, the path of missing out on purpose. And in that choice, you found everything.